Number 4. Okay, we are back to the hybrid learning. I'm not going to do it like I did last time. It took too long to create a video every day for you guys. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to send you a link for a Google Meet classroom. And then you can click that Google Meet either at 8:49 or 1:26 and watch a lesson live while the other class has the lesson. I will also save one of the two Google Meets and I will post the video in Google Classroom. And that way, if you cannot make one of those times, you can watch the video recording. And then everybody will be doing the same lesson every day. The exception to that is going to be Wednesday, although on Wednesday, I might just have the Google Classroom or the Google Meet start at 8:49 and you guys all watch the same lesson online while I'm in the classroom by myself, and you guys can watch it that way. I think it's just going to be easier for me and a lot quicker for me to get everything done. So I got to stop this video because it'll only last so long, and I'll bring up a second one. So just a second. This week is going to be a little bit different though, since we're supposed to have that test on Thursday. I'm going to have the people who are here on Thursday take the test, and the people, when you show up on Friday, group 2 will take the test then. So lesson 2.1 will be online, and you'll do that lesson on your day off. For today, when you finish watching this video, I have the chapter 1 review all set up here. Pause when you want to see the problems. I tried to make it as short as possible, but it's still pretty long. And I will see everybody on Thursday and Friday to take your test. So hopefully the review works today. See ya. To plug or to find f at 2, we put 2 in for the x, and we get -19. To find f at -4, plug -4 in for your x, and we get -55. And when we use x plus 2 in for x, we have to FOIL when we square x plus 2. Do not forget your outside inside to get the 4x. And we're left with 3x squared minus 12x minus 19. On this function, to find f at 4, since 4 is greater than 0, we are going to use this function. So we have f at 4 equals 2. For f at -1, since -1 is less than 0, we're going to use the top function, and f at -1 equals 2. Now, to determine if a function is even, odd, or neither, we take and plug negative x in for the x. So, what did that do? Sorry. Okay, we'll try this again. Okay, we plug negative x in for x and simplify that function. And since I'm back to my original function for this problem, bloop, bloop, there we go. That means that function is even. Now, if my answer would have come out to the negative of f of x, the function would have been odd. For number 7, if I plug negative x in for x and simplify, I do not get either f of x or negative f of x. So this one is neither. To determine when a function is increasing or decreasing, you can use your calculator for this section. So x squared plus 5, to find out when it's increasing and decreasing, plug it in, and you will find that it's decreasing in this range. So that's from -infinity to 0. And then it's increasing from 0 to infinity. This cubic would be decreasing in this range here from negative 1.2 to 1.3, and increasing in this section from negative infinity to 1.21 and increasing from 1.3 to positive infinity. Okay, to compare the graphs with the shifts, the graph of this one will shift right 3, and the graph of this absolute value will shift right 2 because of the minus 2 here, and shift up 4, which makes our point at 2, 4. Okay, now I have the functions x squared plus 5 and x minus 2. If I want to find f plus g of x, add them together and simplify. F minus g at 4. We can find f at g at 4 and g at 4, and we end up with 17. And to find f times g of negative 2, we can plug negative 2 into f and g and multiply those two answers together. And f divided by g at 3, divide those two answers, and we get 14. And to find f of g of x, make sure you plug it in the correct way so that you're putting the g of x in for the x on f of x. And then the x minus 2 quantity squared must be FOILed. You can't leave out the negative 4x. And we get x squared minus 4x plus 9. Okay, to find the inverse of f of x, this is where x and y trade places. So x equals y minus 5, and simplify. And have x and y trade places. Cube both sides. Solve for y, 3x cubed minus 1. Okay, now we're given two functions, f of x and g of x. To show that they are inverses of each other algebraically, we are going to find f of g of x. Now, some of you guys in class today were taking and finding the inverse of 1 and seeing that it equaled g of x, and taking the inverse of g of x and seeing if the answer was f of x. But instead of doing it that way, you can just find f of g of x, and we find the solution does come out to equal x, and then we have to find it the other way. So find g of f of x and simplify that, and make sure that also simplifies to x. And they both do simplify to x. Now, to find f of x. So we're just plugging f of x in for f of x. And when you do that, and you go through your simplifying, you end up with 4x minus 5. Okay, now to find the inverse of a composition function. First, you need to find the composition. So we'll take f of g of x, and once again, make sure you're plugging the g of x in for f of x. And we simplify and we get 2x minus 4. Now we need to find the inverse of that function. So the inverse is, you're welcome, Adam. I knew you'd like that. But now we change x and y, they trade spots, and we solve the y equals 1/2 x plus 2. Okay, I realized that when I went through this section earlier, I did not do any functions where I put a coefficient out in front here. What happens there is with this function, with this plus 2, it is going to shift it to the left 2, but it's going to be increasing faster with the 2 here. So it's going to increase quicker. So my parabola is going to be skinnier there to make those y values increase faster. Whereas on this particular function with the 1/3 out in front, now my y is going to increase slower. So I need to flatten that curve out. So my parabola is going to be wider. So my y increases slower.